Alright, so I'm going to install a kickstand, side stand on my scooter. I installed it in the past. I had this on here before, but I took it off. But I think I'm going to put it back on. So the cool thing about this bike is that it has a spot for you already, so you don't have to do any type of work. Just take this rubber plug up off. So it's just a rubber plug. Clean the surface area off a little bit. It's kind of dirty. And the kickstand comes with the bolts, washers, and the back nut are all ready for you. I'm gonna take these off real quick. It's a good idea to use some Loctite too. I don't think you have to, but I think it would be a good idea to use it. I think I used it in the past on this as well. So actually, let me clean up the thread because this is used, or it's been used before. So the thread's a little bit dirty. I used a little brass brusher here just to clean off the threads. It's a good idea to do this with everything that you use. If the threads are dirty, you should always clean it off. Because when the threads are dirty, what happens is the dirtiness will give you a false reading as far as torque goes, and also tightness. Because if there's a little bit of dirt in there, and it goes between the threads, the bolt thread and the nut thread, it might seem like it's tight. Then over time, the two threads coming together, there's a little bit in there. Over time, there's whatever vibrations and such, and that little bit of dirt there will break down and smaller, and all of a sudden it's gone, or it's so small that it's basically now the threads are kind of loose. So that's one way of causing a looseness in your in the threads. This should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward, and obviously with mine, because mine's been used and I haven't cleaned it out. Since I'm going to put it back in, I haven't cleaned out the threads. Give me a few minutes to do that. One way I also clean out threads too is especially the nut side. Since you can't really reach the threads in the nut, I use the bolt and just screw it back in there, and screw it in and out a few times. That will help clear out your threads. And the reason why this thing is needing a wrench to initially spin it in is because, again, I had used Loctite in there before, so there's a little bit of residual Loctite now. Now I think most of that Loctite has broken apart. So example of that Loctite is just like with the amount of dirt that you could get in there, it could give you sort of a false reading. And if you are going to use some more Loctite, for example, you need to get rid of all that old stuff out, because the old stuff, it's basically it's useless now. It's just basically dirt that will just gets in the way of the actual Loctite itself. So I'm gonna clear all that out. Again, if this was brand new, I would have been done already. I would have had everything on and in and out, and I would have been done with this. So it literally only takes a few minutes to do this, if it was, if everything was new. But since it's not new, blow it as much as I can. I can still see some more crap on here on the threads now. I'm gonna have to do this more than once. Just clear out all that old gunk, and try the other bolt. See how this goes on. Okay, so it goes on a little bit easier than the last one. So that means all the stuff is breaking apart and clearing out of the threads. Make sure I have some compressed air. Let me blow the inside real quick before I put this all back together. Blow it out with compressed air. Obviously, outside thread I could just use the brushes. Actually, that would be better. You know, something physically touching and removing dirt is better than compressed air. Right there. Touching this, I can feel a little bit of a gumminess too. A little bit of something from the old Loctite. Let me blow this out with compressed air real quick. Alright, so you probably heard that all that noise. That was the compressed air or air compressor. So this, as far as this backing nut here, basically you just slide it from the back side. Hope you guys could see that. Right, and that's all you need to do. Obviously, the front side is just literally like that, and that's it. Right. So before I get everything together, use some blue Loctite, or I should say medium strength, because not all brands are medium strength is blue. You know, sometimes you have a medium strength that might be red or whatever, but you know, if you use the Loctite brand, it's usually blue is medium strength and red is high strength, kind of permanent, and green is for already screwed on. So the viscosity is real thin, so it slip right in between the threads. All right, so got my two Loctite. It's back here. And there. Oops. Actually, it's kind of in the way. I think I have to put this on first, like that. First, then I can put this in. Just get those holes lined up. Let's see. There it goes. There. Holes are lined up. This side, holes lined up. Okay. Both in. See that. Turn them in all the way. So get this a bit of a play here on as far as which way this thing rotates and such, right? So I'm probably gonna have it as up high as possible. If you see right here, actually I'm not sure you guys could see, there's a little bit of scratchiness here. This point actually touched the ground, the ground from cornering, you know, because I ride this bike pretty aggressively and I corner pretty hard, and I actually hit the ground. Same thing with my center stand. I actually hit the center stand as well on the ground. And the funny thing about that is that I'm using oversized tires compared to stock. So these tires are a little bit bigger, meaning it actually raises the bike up a little bit higher. So I should have more clearance, but I still, because these are such good tires, I still could hit hard parts on this bike when I'm cornering really hard. So that's what that's from, and that's actually, that was one of the reasons why I took off my center stand to begin with, because when it hits this, it's kind of sketchy. When it hits the center stand, excuse me, not the center stand, the kickstand. When it hits the center stand, it's not that bad, but when it hits the kickstand, it definitely feels kind of sketchy when that happens. But lately, the last couple years, I haven't had corner as hard as I had been in the past. So I think I'll be okay. But you know, we'll see how it goes. So just torque it down. What the torque rating is, I have no idea. I'm just going by feel. Since I have the Loctite in there, I'm not too concerned about, you know, loosening it up and backing out. Okay, that's it. Oops, did I hit something? Oh, I am hitting something. Well, I guess bringing it up too high doesn't have the ground clearance. So let me bring this back. So right now the Loctite's still wet, so it's not it hasn't cured yet. You know, once the Loctite dries up, it'll cure. So you have to watch out for that. So this is interesting. I don't recall this ever happening. that rubbing part happening the last time I did this. So I better bring this down then. So what's happening is this end right here on the other side is actually hitting the metal mounting plate. I don't recall that happening before at all. Who knows? Maybe I had it something different. I had to set it different or something. I don't know. So let me pull this down. See what happens. Okay, I cleared it. So nothing rubbing anymore. And it's like literally right there. It's like, oh, the corner there on the other side is like 0.5 millimeter or so away from the backing plate. So anyways, there it goes. It's a little sticky. Right, it's kind of a little sticky. Just because I haven't used this thing in so long, it probably has no grease in it. So I might have to, you know, spray a little bit of WD or something like that. Just real quick, so that the action can be a little bit smoother. Anyways, right. Actually, let me kick it down so you can see how it looks when it's actually on the stand itself. So let's see here. You can see it up, right? Stand down, tips over. Kind of a bad spot because I'm actually facing downhill, so it'll roll forward. So remember, the thing with the side stand that you have to be concerned about is when you park it, you have to park with the bike pointing uphill. If you point downhill, the bike will roll forward, and also it'll do that, and it'll fall over. Right. So one way to not have that happen is obviously parking it uphill, pointing uphill, or other thing you can do is set the parking brake. But I don't trust that because someone could just come by and grab your brake lever and disengage your parking brake, and also your thing would just roll forward and your bike's gonna fall over. The other cool thing about this side stand is that we have to take off the muffler or work on the throttle side, the right side. This helps because it tilts the bike over to the left, and it gives you more space on the right hand side. Alright, so I think that's about it. Put this back. Okay. Alright, thanks for watching.